Why will BMW's Munich plant completely stop producing cars with internal combustion engines? The BMW Munich plant has been in existence for more than 100 years, and during that time, millions of cars have passed through its workshops. But what is happening there now has no precedent in the history of the company. It is here, in the heart of the Bavarian capital, that BMW has decided to launch its new all-electric i3 sedan, a car based on the Neue Klasse platform that should rethink what a modern electric car is like. In order for this to be possible, the plant actually had to be rebuilt. The company invested about 650 million euros in a large-scale reconstruction. More than 200,000 square meters of production space were rebuilt and equipped from scratch. The figure is impressive, but something else is even more impressive. All this was done without stopping production. While the builders demolished the walls, laid new communications, and installed equipment, the neighboring workshops continued to operate as usual. Every day, the factory produced about 1,000 finished cars. The current BMW 3 Series and electric i4 continued to roll off the assembly line in parallel with the construction site. It's like doing major repairs in an apartment without ceasing to live in it, only on an industrial scale. One of the most symbolic decisions was the demolition of the workshop for the production of internal combustion engines. This building has been in operation for almost a century and a half. Gasoline and diesel engines were assembled here, which were then installed in cars around the world. Now, he's gone. The production of traditional engines was transferred to enterprises in the UK and Austria, and the vacated space was given over to logistics and assembly lines of the new electric platform. This is not just a production solution, it is the physical embodiment of a changing era. The new body shop, built on the site of the old facilities, looks more like a set for a science fiction movie than a familiar automotive production. 800 industrial robots perform 98% of all body parts joining operations. There are practically no people here, except for the operators who monitor the process. The quality control of the paintwork and the accuracy of the geometry of the body is checked by artificial intelligence. Cameras and laser scanners are able to detect microscopic defects in a fraction of a second, and with an accuracy that is inaccessible to the human eye in principle. We are talking about scratches and deviations that cannot be seen with magnification, but which nevertheless affect the quality of the coating in the long run. Special attention should be paid to how the car itself participates in its own assembly. The new i3 is based on the so-called zonal wiring architecture, a fundamentally different scheme in which individual control units are concentrated in several nodes rather than scattered throughout the body. This made it possible to reduce the total length of cables by 600 meters at once and reduce the weight of electrical wiring by a third. But the main thing is that this architecture made it possible for the car to literally talk to the factory during the assembly process. As the car moves along the assembly line, its onboard systems transmit up to 20,000 parameters to the central server in real time. Are the headlights installed correctly? Are all sensors connected? Is this or that system working correctly? The machine answers these questions by itself, without waiting for the final check. This completely changes the logic of quality control. Instead of checking the finished car at the end of the line, the factory receives continuous feedback at each stage. There are not as many workers in this production as before, but their role has become fundamentally different. Before the first pre-production i3s entered the real assembly line in early 2026, the factory staff trained for several months, but not on live cars, but on their virtual copies. With AR glasses, they practiced every movement, studied the location of new components, and got used to the changed ergonomics of the workplace. This approach allowed us to reach a normal production rate much faster than with traditional training, and minimize errors at the start of mass production. The economics of this whole high-tech transformation also turned out to be unexpected. It would seem that hundreds of millions of euros of investments, robotics, artificial intelligence, digital twins, all this should make every car more expensive to produce. But it turned out the opposite. The production cost of one car on the new line is about 10% lower than on previous platforms with internal combustion engines. This is one of the key arguments in favor of the fact that electric vehicles, if properly built, can be not more expensive, but cheaper than traditional cars. And BMW can now back up this argument with real figures. Serial production of the new i3 will start in August 2026. And starting in 2027, the Munich plant will completely stop producing cars with internal combustion engines, including hybrids. The company, which has been producing cars powered by gasoline and diesel for more than 100 years, will become BMW's first historical site powered exclusively by electric traction. The story that began with pistons and carburetors is coming full circle, and now a completely different chapter will be written in the same place. And what do you think about this? Write in the comments.